is here for you. It helps you in all you do. It helps you know you do. So tune in and now enjoy the fun. It's time for English, everyone. Studio Classroom is on the air. You can watch it everywhere. English is the way to go. So join us now, enjoy the show.
Hey friends, welcome back to Studio Classroom. I'm John.
And I'm Anne-Marie. Friends, today is a great day to learn something new.
So let's do that together. We learned yesterday about something pretty dangerous, mercury poisoning. Mercury is a chemical. It's a metal that's often a liquid in thermometers, right?
Oh, that's right. And we learned about the Minamata Convention on Mercury in yesterday's article. We were talking about how this convention is seeking to help with mercury pollution. Mercury pollution can happen for a lot of different reasons. Some reasons include humans disturbing the crust of the Earth's surface by burning trash or digging for gold.
That's right. And this mercury pollution can get into the oceans. It can hurt the fish, and it can hurt people's bodies. Well, friends, there's a lot more to learn, and there is, most importantly, some hope if we all work together. So today, let's start our reading together.
The Minamata Convention on Mercury. The goal of the Minamata Convention is to reduce mercury emissions and protect human health and the environment by limiting the production and use of mercury and mercury-containing products. Additionally, the convention promotes scientific and technological innovation to develop greener, less toxic alternatives. The convention targets a diverse range of products, including batteries, switches and relays, cosmetics, and fluorescent lamps, etc.
Hi everyone, welcome to Language Lab. I'm Jack. 我们先来看名词 innovation， 它的意思是创新。例如 Some innovations are met with immediate success, while others require time for the public to understand and accept them. 有些创新立刻立竿见影，有些则需要时间让大众理解和接受。或是 The awards ceremony celebrated the best innovations in sustainable energy solutions. 这个颁奖典礼表扬了在永续能源的解决方案上的最佳创新。Innovation 的形容词 innovative 是指创新的，譬如 The innovative architect designed a building that harvested rainwater for its own use. 这位创新的建筑师设计了一座能收集雨水供自己使用的建筑。
Okay, the Minamata Convention. What is the point of the Minamata Convention?
Well, we read here, the goal of the Minamata Convention is to reduce mercury emissions and protect human health and the environment. We're going to stop there for just a moment because we have some key terms that we need to talk about. First of all, what in the world is a convention? A convention is just a large meeting or a large conference. The idea is that a lot of different people are getting together and talking about a certain topic.
That's right. If you ever see those three English letters, C-O-N, it means together, and then vention means to come. It comes from a word like venir, means to walk together or to move. There's that word emissions too that you have to know for these environmental articles.
That's right. So when we talk about emissions, we're talking about the production and discharge of something, especially if we're talking about gas or radiation. Emissions are not a good thing.
That's right. So be careful with your emissions. And we learned that they also protect human health. We learned a lot more about the dangers yesterday, didn't we?
That's right. So what the Minamata Convention is trying to do is limit the production and use of mercury and mercury-containing products. But how does our lesson continue here, John?
Well, we read additionally, that means also, the convention promotes scientific and technological innovation, which is one of your language labs, to develop greener, less toxic alternatives. If something's greener, it just means it's good for the environment, right?
That's right, and I really like this word alternatives as well. If something is an alternative for something else, it means it's a different choice. So, for example, maybe you really like to drink Coke or Pepsi or some type of sugary drink like that, and you're trying to cut back on your sugar, so you start drinking seltzer water instead as an alternative. It's another choice. But we read on here, the convention targets a diverse range of products, including batteries, switches and relays, cosmetics, and fluorescent lamps, etc.
Okay, we've got a lot of fun terms there. Switches and relays are oftentimes words we use for like computers or semiconductors. We've also got this term cosmetic that you need to know.
That's right. So if something is a cosmetic, it means it's some type of substance that's used to clean, improve, or change the appearance of your face, your skin, your hair, your nails, or your teeth. Usually when we're talking about cosmetics, we're just talking about makeup.
That's right. So you could say lipstick and other cosmetics can be really expensive. You can see that. You'll see that in marketing a lot. There's also this term here, fluorescent. Fluorescent is a big word. What does it mean?
Okay, this is a really scientific term. It's the ability of certain chemicals to give off visible light after absorbing radiation.
Whoa, absorbing radiation. I know sometimes you can buy fluorescent stickers, right? Little stars you might put on your wall, and then they absorb the light, and when you turn off your lights, then they glow. Those are fluorescent. There's also fluorescent tape and other kinds of fluorescent things that glow.
All right, friends, so we have more to learn about what this convention is doing to help with the problem of mercury pollution. Let's continue on right now with our next reading.
The Minamata Convention on Mercury. The plan is to phase out the mercury in these products over the span of a few years, aiming for full compliance by the end of 2027. The convention also seeks to restrict dentists' use of mercury in bulk form and dental amalgam, a mercury-based chemical mixture used to fill tooth cavities. This restriction particularly applies to the dental treatment of baby teeth for patients under 15 years and to dental treatment for pregnant and breastfeeding women.
接下来我们来看 compliance 这个名词，它的意思是遵守或服从。譬如 The students eventually achieved compliance with the school's new policies, which promoted a more professional learning environment. 学生们最终遵守了学校的新政策，它促使学校成为一个更专业的学习环境。或是 The new fire safety regulations required compliance from all businesses. 新的消防安全法规要求所有企业都要遵守。Compliance 的动词是 comply， 譬如 When the employees finally complied with the company's new work policy, they found it helpful for their work-life balance. 当员工们最终遵守公司的新工作政策后，他们发现这对工作与生活的平衡很有帮助。再来看名词 cavity， 意思是蛀牙洞。例如 The dentist discovered a small cavity hidden between Julia's back teeth during a routine checkup. 在例行检查中，牙医发现 Julia 的后牙之间住了一个不容易看见的小洞。或是 Ignoring a toothache can lead to a cavity and expensive dental work. 忽视牙痛可能会导致蛀牙和昂贵的牙齿治疗费用。Cavity 也是空腔的意思。譬如 When roasting a turkey, Rub butter on the outside and fill the cavity of the bird with chopped apples and herbs. 烤火鸡时，在外面涂上奶油，然后用切碎的苹果和香料塞到火鸡的肚子里。
Okay, so what's the plan? Well, we read the plan is to phase out the mercury in these products over the span of a few years, aiming for full compliance by the end of 2027. Phase out is a really useful term, and it basically means to stop using or doing something in gradual stages. So it's not really that fast.
No, it's not. And here's an example, friends. Although cassette tapes were popular in the 80s and 90s, they were eventually phased out. We're not using cassette tapes to listen to music that much anymore. But John, I'm really concerned because according to this, there is mercury in some cosmetics.
Yeah.
That stuff that's put on people's skin, it's put on your face. This is a really serious concern.
Uh-oh, yeah, mercury poisoning is real, so you need to be careful. But that's exactly why we have this plan. One other thing that the convention is trying to do, we read, the convention also seeks to, or is trying to, restrict dentists' use of mercury in bulk form. And this thing called dental amalgam, it's a mercury-based chemical mixture used to fill tooth cavities. Okay, let's talk about dentists, but first, this term in bulk form. You'll see that sometimes in shipping or ordering, right?
That's true. So if something is done in bulk, it means that you're doing a lot at one time. So for example, my family eats a lot of fruits and vegetables, so I often buy them in bulk. I don't just buy enough fruits and vegetables for that day. I buy a lot at one time. It makes it cheaper and it makes it more convenient. So that is another way we might use that phrase in bulk.
That's right. Sometimes we go to Costco to buy things in bulk instead of individually by themselves. Well, we read what amalgam is. That's a very scientific term, but we also read that this restriction particularly applies to the dental treatment of
baby teeth.
Baby teeth.
Baby teeth are what a child has in their mouths until their other teeth come in. Even though you don't have to be a baby to have baby teeth, that is what we call them in English. So your first set of teeth is called baby teeth.
Okay, a question. I hope it's not too off topic. Sometimes when I was growing up, my baby teeth would fall out and my parents would pay me money for those baby teeth.
Did the money come from your parents or did it come from the tooth fairy?
Well, Anne-Marie, the tooth fairy, kids, the tooth fairy is not real. I'm so sorry. But we still would hide the tooth under our pillow, and then when we were sleeping, our parents would switch it out for money.
It's like a game that a lot of parents play in the United States, trading baby teeth for money from the tooth fairy. Yes, it's a lot of fun. But we see here that this amalgam is used for patients under 15 years and to dental treatment. So they're trying to reduce this for dental treatment for pregnant and breastfeeding women.
I see.
And this is probably because mercury is even more dangerous for people in this category.
That's right. And again, especially for kids when your brain is developing, these toxic chemicals like mercury can really damage your development. There's a word here, treatment, that you have to know. Treatment means the medical care that's given to a patient. What kind of treatment did you get for COVID, for example?
That's right. All right, friends, well, we have more to learn in just a minute, but right now it's time for today's Info Cloud.
Hello friends, welcome to InfoCloud. Hey Garrett, I heard our friend Max just opened up a restaurant. How is that going for him?
Not very well. He had about 30 customers on the opening day. It's a drop in the bucket when you think about how big the restaurant is.
Wow, it's not easy to run a business like that, is it? That's an interesting expression you used, a drop in the bucket.
You can fill a bucket with a lot of water. A drop in the bucket simply means a very tiny amount or quantity of something.
If you think about how little a drop of water is compared to the size of a bucket, you will understand that this expression emphasizes how small something is.
A drop in the bucket is often used to express that something is so small in size that it does not really offer much help.
For example, it's great that we raised $10,000 to help underprivileged families, but it's a drop in the bucket compared to our target amount.
Well, friends, when it comes to learning English, 10 minutes a day is not a drop in the bucket. If you can build a habit of studying English 10 minutes a day, your English will improve consistently.
当我们要表达一样东西的数量太少，你可以用今天分享的用语 a drop in the bucket 来形容。Bucket 是水桶 ，a drop 指的是一滴水 ，a drop in the bucket 就是水桶里的一滴水。因此，你可以用 a drop in the bucket 来形容一样东西微不足道。This money is a drop in the bucket compared to how much we need. 这笔钱比起我们需要的根本微不足道，没什么帮助。这就是今天的 InfoCloud，我们下次云端见。
The Minamata Convention on Mercury. In response to the Minamata Convention, Taiwan has created its own plan to restrict the production and import of mercury-containing products and reduce mercury emissions. These efforts not only protect the local environment, but also contribute to the global effort to reduce reliance on this dangerous element. Mercury pollution is a critical environmental issue that no one person or industry can solve alone. But if we all work together, we can mitigate the impact of mercury and create a healthier, cleaner planet.
"最后来看 reliance 这个名词，意思呢是依赖。例如 ，With the development of self-driving cars, our reliance on traditional public transportation systems may decrease. 随着自动驾驶汽车的发展，我们对传统公共交通系统的依赖可能会减少。或是 The writer aimed to create a more independent style of writing, lessening her reliance on the traditional techniques taught by her professors. 这位作家想要建立一个更独立的写作风格，减少对教授传授的传统技巧的依赖。或是 Steve encouraged his children to develop strong problem-solving skills, promoting self-reliance and the ability to meet challenges. Steve 鼓励他的孩子们发展强大的解决问题能力，提高自力更生和应对挑战的能力。
Okay, so what is Taiwan doing? Well, in response to the Minamata Convention, Taiwan has created its own plan to restrict the production and import of mercury-containing products and reduce mercury emissions. That sounds like a big plan. Let's break this down in English. First of all, Anne-Marie, restrict.
Okay, if you restrict something, it means that you put a limit on it or you keep it under control. So it sounds like the government here is just trying to keep what is coming into the country under control. It's trying to restrict what's coming in.
Yes, we've also got those two words you'll see there, production and import. Producing means making things to sell locally or overseas, and then import means bringing goods into a country. You can also use that as a verb to import something, which means to ship it in from another country.
That's right. Here's an example. That fruit isn't grown in this climate, so that company imports it in so that people can buy it. So they're getting that fruit from somewhere else so that people here can enjoy it. Okay, so we're reducing mercury-containing products, reducing mercury emissions. These efforts not only protect the local environment, but also contribute to the global effort to reduce reliance on this dangerous element. And there's one of the points here, friends. The problem is that some industries are still relying on mercury for their businesses, for their imports. So that is what we really need to change as a global society.
Yeah, and we know it can be hard to shift whole industries, but it's really good that there's a plan in place and we can all work together to make it happen, God willing. Okay, finally we read here, mercury pollution is a critical environmental issue. This doesn't just hurt people, it hurts the beautiful planet that we've been given. It's an environmental issue that no one person or industry can solve alone. I totally agree.
Definitely, and we see that word critical there. That shows how important and how dangerous this situation is. When we see that word critical, it means that we're at a point of crisis. It has the potential to become disastrous, to become dangerous. So we use it as an adjective here to talk about how serious this issue actually is.
Right, lots of things can be critical. For example, knowing where you are, your location, is critical when you're hiking in the mountains, right? You don't want to get lost. But it really is a critical issue because of the damage mercury can cause. But if we all work together, we can mitigate the impact of mercury and create a healthier, cleaner planet. Okay, there's a big word in there, isn't there? Mitigate.
So the word mitigate means to make something less severe. So if you're going to mitigate something, it means you're going to do something to make sure that the consequences aren't so bad.
Okay, so I could say, I tried to mitigate paint damage to my car during the typhoon by parking it in an underground garage.
That's exactly right. All right, friends, well, this is a pretty heavy topic, a very scientific topic. We hope you've learned some new terms and learned a new way to learn your English. Right now, it's time for us to learn something fun in today's Fun Fact.
Hello, fact friends! I am Detective Ernest Finder, and I have a fun fact for you today. Did you know that Minamata is a place in Japan, and a disease caused by mercury poisoning was discovered there? Yes, it's true. And there is a movie called Minamata with Johnny Depp, the pirate actor. It is about this disease. Oh, that is today's fun fact.
Okay, I learned a lot of new things about mercury pollution today and the Minamata Convention, but it's time for our Talk About It question, and I'd love for you to answer. You can just talk to your screen to practice saying your English. Anne-Marie, according to the article, what kinds of everyday items contain mercury, and do any of these items surprise you?
I remember two specific items, batteries and cosmetics. Cosmetics really surprised me. In a way it surprised me, and I guess in a way it didn't as well, because this has been a pretty common problem, right? What kind of ingredients go into the things that we put on our face. There have been numerous lawsuits about this. A lot of people have sensitive skin like I do, and it's very obvious when you put something on your face and your face doesn't like it. You break out, your face gets red. So that is a big concern for me. It surprised me, I guess, and did concern me as well.
That's right. Well, friends, it's a good reminder. Do your research. Check out what kind of chemicals and products go into the products you use. For now, that's all for today. I'm John.
I'm Anne-Marie, and we'll see you next time right here on Studio Classroom.
I am so proud to have you in my life. A good friend lasts a lifetime.